Giants, VMFA Art. In the grand, echoing halls of the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, something seismic is happening. It's an exhibition that feels less like a quiet gallery viewing and more like a cultural coronation. This is Giants, and it's the very first time the public has been invited to witness the breathtaking, deeply personal, and monumentally important art collection of two of music's most powerful figures, Alicia Keys and Kasim Dean, better known as Swizz Beatz. Forget what you think you know about celebrity collectors. This is not a side project or a casual hobby. This is a mission. This is a declaration. The exhibition itself is a masterclass in challenging our very definition of a giant. The title isn't just about showcasing famous blue-chip artists. It's a profound statement about lineage, community, and the idea that we all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. The Giants exhibition title card hangs not just as a label, but as a philosophical anchor for everything you're about to see. It speaks to the giants of art history, the giants of the civil rights movement, the giants in their own families, and the emerging giants they are committed to elevate. The collaboration with the VMFA is, in itself, a stroke of genius and a significant cultural moment. The Virginia Museum of Fine Arts is one of the most respected institutions in the country, a place steeped in history and tradition. For this museum to turn over its prestigious space to a collection curated with such a clear, unapologetic focus on Black creators is a powerful institutional endorsement. It signals a shift, a recognition that the center of the art world is not a fixed point, but a dynamic, evolving conversation. The cultural resonance was immediate. Before the doors even opened, the buzz was palpable. This wasn't just another show, it was an event. It represents a bridge between the world of contemporary art and the universe of global music and hip-hop culture, two realms that have always influenced each other but have rarely been presented with such seamless and equal reverence. Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys are not merely lenders to the museum, they are its partners. Their curatorial vision is the driving force, and it is a vision born from a place of genuine love and profound understanding. They began collecting not as an investment, but as a way to live with art that reflected their world, their heritage, and their values. They famously decided early on to only collect works from living artists, a choice that transformed their home into a vibrant, ever-evolving dialogue with the present. This commitment has now exploded into public view. The collection, known as the Dean Collection, is a sprawling, multi-generational survey of Black artistic excellence. It's a testament to their philosophy: by the artist, for the artist, with the people. This mantra is crucial. It dismantles the traditional, often exclusionary hierarchy of the art world. They aren't just buying art, they are building relationships, fostering communities, and creating platforms. Swizz Beatz, in particular, has been a vocal advocate for artists receiving a fair share from secondary market sales, a revolutionary concept that challenges the speculative nature of the industry. This exhibition, therefore, is the physical manifestation of that ethos. It's a space where the stories, struggles, and triumphs of the Black experience are centered and celebrated without compromise. The initial impact is one of overwhelming scale and emotional depth. You walk into a room and are immediately confronted by works that are not just visually stunning, but intellectually and emotionally demanding. These are pieces that command your attention, that pull you into their narrative, and that force you to reconsider your own perspective on history, identity, and power. The show redefines the private collection as a public trust, a repository of cultural memory that has a duty to be shared. A wide, sweeping shot of the main gallery reveals a curatorial hand that is both bold and intimate. There is a flow, a rhythm to the arrangement that feels almost musical, a fitting tribute to its creators. It's a journey that takes you from the stark historical truths of black and white photography to the vibrant, explosive colors of contemporary abstract painting, from monumental sculptures that redefine physical space to delicate portraits that capture the quiet dignity of the human soul. This is what it means to redefine the canon. It means declaring that these artists are not just important Black artists, they are simply among the most important artists of our time, period. The Giants exhibition is their platform, their stage, and their resounding proof. Block 2. Keys Beatz Collection. Stepping deeper into the heart of the Giants exhibition is like gaining access to a secret history of modern art, a history that was always there but too often relegated to the margins. This is where the curatorial genius of Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz truly shines, in the specific choices they've made, the stories they've woven together, and the dialogues they've ignited between artists across generations. Their collection is a living, breathing organism, and at its core are titans of the 20th and 21st centuries whose work challenges, comforts, and confronts in equal measure. Take, for example, the foundational presence of Gordon Parks. The Dean Collection holds the largest private collection of his photographs, a fact that speaks volumes about their commitment to legacy. Parks was a giant in every sense, a photographer, a filmmaker, a musician, a writer. His Images for Life magazine didn't just document the civil rights era, they framed it for the world. A stunning Gordon Parks photograph, with its stark honesty and profound empathy, serves as the collection's historical conscience. It reminds us of the struggles that paved the way for the contemporary artists who hang on adjacent walls. By placing Parks in dialogue with today's creators, Keys and Beatz are making a powerful statement. This is a continuum. The fight for representation, for dignity, for the right to be seen is an ongoing story. Then you have the undeniable power of Kehinde Wiley. Long before his iconic presidential portrait of Barack Obama, Wiley was revolutionizing portraiture by placing Black men and women into the heroic, grandiose settings once reserved for European aristocracy. His work is a masterful subversion of art history, a reclamation of power and prestige. A Wiley painting in the Dean Collection isn't just a beautiful object, it's an act of defiance. It's a bold declaration that Black bodies belong in these spaces of honor and reverence. The intricate floral backgrounds, the confident poses, the direct gaze of his subjects, it all combines to dismantle centuries of Western art tradition, rebuilding it in a new, more inclusive image. Similarly, the work of Titus Kaphar forces a direct confrontation with the past. Kaphar physically manipulates his canvases, cutting them, shredding them, peeling them back, or covering them in tar to expose the hidden and erased figures in historical art. A Titus Kaphar piece being altered is a visceral experience. It's a visual representation of how history is written by the victors and how Black subjects have been systematically ignored or caricatured. Including his work is a deliberate and radical choice. It shows that the Deans are not interested in a passive collection. They are curating an active, critical re-examination of the entire art historical narrative. But the collection's strength also lies in its incredible breadth. It moves seamlessly from these established masters to the vibrant, challenging work of the next generation. You see the bold, graphic, and socially charged canvases of Nina Chanel Abney, whose work feels like a chaotic, exhilarating snapshot of modern life. You experience the collage-like brilliance of Derek Adams, who celebrates the normalcy and joy of Black leisure, a radical act in a world that so often focuses on Black trauma. You are mesmerized by the monumental presence of a sculpture by Meliko Magosi or a multimedia installation by Arthur Jaffa, which blend sight and sound to create immersive, unforgettable experiences. What connects these disparate artists is a shared commitment to telling their own stories on their own terms. This is the thematic undercurrent that flows through the entire collection. It's about identity, but not a monolithic one. It's about exploring the vast, complex, and beautiful spectrum of the Black experience, from the historical to the Afrofuturistic, from the deeply personal to the universally political. And the unique perspective that Keys and Beatz bring as collectors from the music industry is absolutely critical. They understand rhythm, flow, and storytelling in a way that traditional curators might not. They see the connections between a Basquiat painting's frenetic energy and the improvisational genius of a jazz solo. They feel the political urgency in a Jamel Shabazz photograph and connect it to the protest anthems of Public Enemy. Their collection is curated with a musician's ear for harmony and dissonance, creating a powerful and cohesive statement that is greater than the sum of its incredible parts. They are amplifying voices, not just collecting assets, and in doing so, they are composing a new masterpiece. Block 3. Art World Impact. The Giants exhibition is more than just a momentary sensation. It is a catalyst, a tremor that sends shockwaves through the foundations of the contemporary art world. The broader implications of what Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz have accomplished with this show are vast, touching everything from museum practices and market dynamics to the very definition of cultural stewardship. This is not simply a case of celebrities lending their star power to a museum. It is a strategic and powerful intervention that is actively reshaping the landscape. For decades, the art world has been notoriously insular, a closed-off ecosystem governed by a small group of elite galleries, auction houses, and institutional curators. They have been the gatekeepers, deciding who gets seen, who gets celebrated, and whose work is deemed worthy of historical consideration. Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz, speaking on a panel about their collection, represents a fundamental challenge to that old guard. As high-profile collectors and globally recognized cultural tastemakers, they operate outside of this traditional structure, and they are using their immense platform to forge a new, more inclusive path. Their impact on the art market is undeniable. When the Dean Collection acquires a piece by an emerging or mid-career artist, the effect is immediate. It provides a level of validation and visibility that can be career-altering. They are not just following trends, they are setting them. By championing artists like Nina Chanel Abney, Derek Adams, or Jordan Castile, they have helped propel them to new heights of recognition and commercial success. This shifts the balance of power, demonstrating that significant influence can come from passionate, culturally attuned collectors, not just from institutional consensus. This empowerment extends to a new generation of collectors, particularly collectors of color, who see themselves reflected in the Dean's mission. They have demystified the act of collecting, transforming it from a detached, transactional process into a passionate, community-building endeavor. Their message is clear: you don't need a PhD in art history to love and support art. You need a connection, a passion, and a desire to uplift the culture. This is inspiring a wave of new patrons who are now actively seeking out and supporting the artists who speak to their own experiences. Furthermore, the exhibition forces a critical conversation about the role of museums in the 21st century. The collaboration between the Deans and the VMFA is a model for how these institutions can become more dynamic, more relevant, and more relevant of the diverse communities they are meant to serve. By ceding some curatorial control and partnering with collectors who have a distinct and powerful vision, the museum is embracing a more collaborative and less hierarchical approach. It acknowledges that expertise and taste are not confined to the academic world. Diverse crowds of people enjoying the exhibition are the ultimate proof of this concept's success. The show has brought in audiences who might have never felt welcomed or represented in a traditional fine art museum before. This is a crucial step in breaking down the invisible barriers that have long made these institutions feel intimidating or exclusionary. The lasting legacy of Giants will likely be this paradigm shift. It proves that an exhibition can be both critically acclaimed and wildly popular, both scholarly and accessible. It sets a new precedent for how private collections can be leveraged for public good, not as monuments to wealth, but as tools for education, dialogue, and social change. It challenges other major collectors to consider the public life of their art and their potential to influence the cultural conversation. What Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz have built is not just a collection of objects, but a movement. It's a testament to the power of art to tell our stories, to shape our identity, and to declare for all the world to see who our giants truly are.